Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. I'm Sherry Hansen, and I'm so excited to be back with the committee and the members of the United Methodist Church here in Vergas. They're in the process of celebrating their 100-year Centennial celebration, and they're having a grand celebration that Sharon's going to tell us about. And we're going to talk a little bit with these folks. Hopefully you caught the show last week and got a little bit of the history, and now we're just going to continue on and talk about all the wonderful things that a church like this and a community like this has to offer and has given to all these people that are members of this community. So Sharon, tell me a little bit about the history of what you've got on your lap right here.
Well, this is a communion set that was found in the basement. Am I right on that?
Yes.
And
it's beautiful.
It's dated back in the 1800s, and it's in perfect condition. It's just beautiful. The cups are so
yeah, it's very pretty. Now,
wonderful.
Is there plans for, will your service be a communion service that you'll be having communion where you could possibly use this that day?
I don't know if we've planned to have communion or not.
Well, maybe I've just put a thought in everybody's head.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're having a meeting tomorrow again.
Okay. So. Well, wouldn't that be wonderful to, have the Lord's Supper taken out of this, that maybe some of your ancestors had used? That's pretty cool. Sharon, tell me what the celebration is when it's going to happen and what's going to be going on here.
Okay, it's on Sunday, the 26th of June, and we have worship service at 11 a.m., and we would like to invite anybody that would want to come and join us in our service. And Sally Dick from the conference is going to be here, and she's our leader, and she will also be giving the sermon that day. And we have some real special music planned, and we're recruiting choir members.
Anybody who used to sing?
So if you would like to come and sing with us, you can contact one of us, and we'll tell you when the practice is, and you're sure welcome.
Oh, that's wonderful. And then your members are going down
and
for a meal?
Then our members will be going to the community center, and we will be having a nice dinner.
Oh, that sounds like a great day. Raymond, I would like to talk to you for a minute here. Raymond, I know you by many, but we'll call you Ray Bruin is the longest living member of the United Methodist Church here in Vergas. So take that over there and tell me a little bit about what you can remember and go for it.
Thank you, Sherry.
Yes.
I remember when I was young, my mother and dad used to go to church out on County Road 35, right across from the Wyman Cemetery. It was a Lutheran church, or I really don't know what denomination, but I know it was Lutheran. And then they moved it to Perham, so then we started coming up here to the Methodist Church. And I have to say that from what I remember the Methodist Church as being at that time compared to now, quite a difference. I remember Mrs. Bostrom used to be the custodian, and sometimes we'd have to have the wood stove was down the basement, and it would get so smoky in here that it would be kind of hard to concentrate on what the preacher was talking about. But one thing about this church, whenever we needed some work done, the men and the women really pitched in and helped do everything. I remember when Ernest Brooks and Merton, that family, they were Methodists, and we wanted to enlarge the basement. So they brought their big black horses in, and we'd have this slicker, and we'd pull it back under the church, and then the team would go ahead and would scoop out the dirt, so that we could make a nice floor, because it never had a cement floor in it before. But, and then we'd have the projects of the windows and sanding the floor and the new pews and just endless. But it was always put the word out, and it seemed like everybody showed up. But I remember the confirmation. It was either in 1940 or 1941, and there's a picture around, but as far as I know, there's probably one or maybe two other living people that got confirmed with me, but I don't remember where they are or so on and so forth. But I'm really proud to be a Methodist and maybe even being the oldest living Methodist. I don't know how much longer it'll last, but anyway, we're happy with it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Ray. And Alwyn, to go along with your centennial, of course, there's always items that people want to be able to have to bring into their homes. And so why don't you tell me a little bit what you're showing there?
Well, here I have the cookbook that the ladies, the women's Methodist women put out, and then we have cups. And of course, you know, Norwegian, you got to have a coffee cup.
Yes.
And we have sweatshirts and cap.
And you got the cap on there, yes.
I got the cap on.
Now, if someone was wanting to purchase some of these items, Alwyn, would they be able to come get them the day of the celebration?
We have them on display right over here on the side of the church here, and they're always there.
Okay.
And anybody wants one, we're sure welcome.
So, Alwyn, what is your what's your role here at the Methodist Church? I know that it's a pretty important one. I see you up here a lot.
Well, I'm active. I walk around a lot. So, but Marilyn and I are I suppose you'd call it custodians.
Okay.
We clean the church every week, or after any other special occasion.
Now, how long have you been a member, Alwyn?
Since September of 1962.
Okay.
And
so you've seen some changes too.
Oh yes. And talking about history, Fred Liverman told me one time that he remembers the church being brought over here and the steeple laying out here on the lot, and because they'd taken that off for some reason.
Sure.
To move it.
Probably for the purpose of moving it. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Alwyn. Rodney, you want to close us out here and tell us a little bit about what your fond memories are of the Methodist Church?
As we're sitting here, I think it's interesting to realize that this church was built in Pelican Rapids in 1886. So it had a life in Pelican for 25 years, and Vergas sort of rescued it. It was empty, I think, for 5 years, and they went to work and brought it over here with their teams and sleds, and it was sort of reborn in Vergas.
That's a nice thought. Yes. Well, thank you for joining me today, and thank you for telling us about what you have going on for your centennial celebration. And like Sharon, I would like to just mention again that they're inviting everyone to join them for worship at 11 a.m. on Sunday, June 26th. It's going to be a grand celebration. There'll be music, there'll be special preaching, and there'll be special people to come and see and reconnect with. And so that's what Vergas is all about. And I'm glad that you joined us on the Vergas Show today, and you have a very good day in Vergas.